Hello everybody and welcome to Jet TV. This is part 9 of my Lizardmen campaign as Kroq-Gar. We are just building up an army which we're going to be sending another second army we're going to be sending over to Lustria to try and bolster our forces there and help increase our gains against the Skaven. We're also sending up some armies just to shore up the north of our kingdom up here in the deserts of the shifting sands and the land of the dead, because I still have quite a lot of corruption up here, and it is something which I really do need to deal with. I also at some point am going to have to go to a war with these vampires to finish them off. I'm also pushing towards my next ritual, so I really want to start pushing out some extra armies now. Now, let's just have a look at Kroq-Gar. I do appear to have frozen up for a second here. This army is pretty much set how I'm going to keep it for the moment. I'm going to get this over to Lustria at full speed. It has changed a little from the last session you saw, because I did finally get round to doing the quest battle to get to the Hand of Gods for Kroq-Gar. I will be uploading that battle again for you to see soon. Pardon me. And in the meantime I am going to be building up this army again, just so I've got multiple armies around here to I've got some up here, but you know, and one over here, just so I've got all these armies in place to protect me if needs be. With that, we are at the end of our turn here, and as you can see, we are getting the we are now getting our ritual resources in, our ancient plaques, very quickly, so we are pushing our up towards the next ritual very fast actually, which means I do have a bit of grace. I don't necessarily need to pop it straight away. However, obviously getting it off quicker is always beneficial as well. However, as I get there, the Chaos Intervention forces are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, so I really do want to make sure I've got the armies and I'm ready for them. So sending Kroq-Gar over here is a bit of a risk, but at the same time, it's a bit of a risk. It's also a bit of a, it will help me increase my strategic gains and potentially get a federation as well, which will really help increase my size, basically, which is what I want here. I want to be as big as possible for the end of the game, because then I've got a lot more resources to flex in those end moments when it's gonna get very very interesting at the end. Okay, so Ratok and Tommen have leveled up. I think Ratok is out of spells to do actually, so I'm down here. So we're gonna pop into scouting to start with. I think Tommen is getting there as well. So I'm going to give the armour. I will start buffing up his... Ooh, there's a lot of good things here actually. So he's still got quite a bit to go. The real question is, what is going to be the quickest way over? So I want to head to here. Yeah, so I'm going to just keep pushing up this way with that army for now. Do still have a nice chunk of income. I'm going to start pushing up walls. As I did mention, I'm going to start putting up walls everywhere I can, because, well, you saw what's going on there. It was quite painful. I won't bother here because I'm always going to keep an army around here, but everywhere else I want to make sure I've got walls, because it really does give me that extra bit of defense when I need it. I do not trust him, but there's not a huge amount I can do at the moment. Okay, I'm still at war with the High Elves up at Orthwan. They've never really forgiven me for that intervention force I dropped on them right at the start, so I don't really blame them for not forgiving me. Right, next turn I am going to also try and get a confederation off, because if I can get a confederation off with either of the two Lizardmen factions in Lustria, that will really help to strengthen my position there. As I'm sure you can imagine, in fact, if I do that, I might even be able to get away without bringing Kroq-Gar over, though I do like the idea of bringing Kroq-Gar over here, because I want to have a big fun army with a giant, with Kroq-Gar on Grimlock, on his Carnosaur, and I want to eat lots of Skaven, because that's fun. Let's be honest, that's the reason I want to do it. Now, what does he want? He wants a non-aggression pact. I will go for that for the time being. As I said, I like having that bit of the buffer around the top of me here, because that gives me a little bit of a defensive buffer against the High Elves. I'm going straight for, I don't want, words. Sorry, I want more untainted, because it helps keep my regions from being tainted, which is very good with the amount of, vampiric nastiness I've got going on up here. Right, let's see what we can do. Offer a defensive alliance for the time being. Will they do a military alliance? Yes, they will. And how are you guys? These guys all wanted to join a confederation recently, and suddenly they don't. I mean, they aren't quite big now, so they're neither as big as me, but they are both quite big territories, so taking them on would give me quite a boost. But also, I can kind of understand why they don't necessarily want to do it, because they are quite big in themselves. Right, I do want to get another star chamber somewhere as well sometime soon. So I'm going to take a couple of turns just to push up some economic buildings to help me as well. I might look at what I've got set as edicts where, or yeah, regional policies, whatever they call them at the moment. What are they doing? Okay, so again, at the moment it is just a bit of sit tight, guys, and let the turns go on, unfortunately. So it's probably not going to be, well, we'll see. I might get a good battle or two, especially if the Skaven do go to war with me. I'll end up with some good fights, and that's where I want to get. Where I want to get these fights going on is in Lustria with those Skaven. I want to start stamping on them. Certainly, I want to get myself in a position, as I keep mentioning, where the other guys will. Well, I am not going to war with them. They are my northern bastion, those dwarfs. Oh, and we have a couple of Chaos armies wandering around here. So that's and the Warband of the Crow. That's because of the Skaven ritual, which has been started here by Clan Pestilence. So we'll see how they deal with that, because they are still struggling. They are by far lagging the most behind. I want cheaper buildings. Construction time's longer, but I get cheaper buildings, which is a... Okay, so Clan Pestilence has started their ritual, but the cheaper buildings is good for helping me get my economy back on track. So I'm chucking this one in here simply because I will be able to get walls in there as well. Let's keep Kroq-Gar moving. Let's get you moving up to the Elven Ruins. Okay, let's start moving you back up, because you can take the... he can get posted middle somewhere, but he can also take the Carnosaur, and this army can get posted down here. So we've got two good armies which I can bastion. I'll have one good army up here, which I already have, which will give me a nice sort of a setup throughout Lustria as well, though depending on how big the enemies are, we'll see how that goes. Let's get this guy a Pterodon. And it is once again... How powerful are these guys?
There is desperation in your pitiful eyes. That knowledge alone will be leveraged against you.
They really aren't, but I could use another army up here just to help deal with them. Plus, I think if I move out of here at the moment, I'm going to start getting huge public order hits. I don't like being at peace for too long, it gets boring. As soon as Kroq-Gar gets over to Lustria as well, we are going to start going very aggressively at the Skaven there to expand, and trying to expand out quite quickly through the Skaven territory. Though that is Lord Skrog's territory, so there probably will be quite a lot of Skaven corruption there. But right now, my north is fairly secure, certainly in Lustria, and mostly secure in the Southlands as well, so Skaven really is my best place to push. He wants a peace treaty. What will you give me for it? I'll take it, because I'm not planning on going aggressively against him at the moment. Might annoy some of the other Lizardmen faction a little bit, but it means I don't have to worry about his armies floating around at sea, certainly. Are those elves at war with the dwarves? I might have to have a look at that. Oh, and we have Mazamundi back up with another army, pushing again into Dark Elf territory, which might not be the best plan for him. The thing with the Dark Elves is they are very good at sea with the naval stuff, with black arcs. They can be very mobile, which means Mazamundi actually has quite a lot of coastline, which actually means while it's a very good position, he is also very exposed, because I certainly, from my time playing as the High Elves in Ulthuan, I know full well that they will just drop in from all sorts of angles on you very aggressively where you least expect it, and you've got the least forces to protect it. So actually having big coastlines like that isn't always a good defensive position, because they can just drop an army in from anywhere. Okay, let's get Kroq moving again. Just gonna look through because I really want to push up the economy as well. Because if I'm building more armies, I'm gonna need that extra money. You know what? I'm dropping my some of my buildings here simply because I'm not actually building people here at the moment. I'm not building armies here, so there's no point in maintaining this here. I will keep this one so I can pop out Saurus warriors, but the rest of it's getting dropped. That one's getting dropped so I can get more economy as well. One of these two. That's very good. Okay, so I'm skint basically now, so that's an okay position to be in. My Slan has leveled up again. What do I want to pop his spells in? I can get more Winds of Power reserves, which eventually gets up to another Vortex. However, I would also like to push through here as well. Let's have a look. Soul Quench is also always useful. I can also go down here, which is also good because I get passive regeneration. See, this one's only against flying, so I'm not that fussed about that at the moment. I'm going to pop one to Soul Quench. And that's the end of the turn again, guys. I really should get another army lord out to be patrolling the seas, actually. So I'm going to do that next turn. That's something I've been forgetting about the last two turns. That will help push my economy out as well. So that is actually something very, very much worth doing. Because he can just be prowling the seas, picking up all these wrecks, which will be giving me extra buffs and money. Okay, Clan Pestilence are concentrating on their... I dare say they're scrabbling to try and deal with those Chaos armies. I kind of wish I had Kroq-Gar over at the moment, because this would be a really good time to hit them, because they're about to start taking a lot of damage from those Chaos armies. So they're going to be quite weakened. However, I don't want to leave my settlements alone just at the moment, though I could risk it. I think I'm going to risk that, actually, to hit Axolotl and Mouth of Corenzia, because that will really put them at a disadvantage, because the Chaos armies, I think, will just walk past me if that happens. How are the blue guys not dealt with those Chaos guys yet? Okay, so let's see what these guys do. They're just going to keep pushing down. They're probably going to be there next turn. I'm actually going to move up towards it as well. Now that's a ritual I want to worry about, though. The High Elves are the ones who are the closest behind me. Let's push right onto the border. Oh, and that's actually been taken by these guys. You still don't want a confederation and are going down against me comparatively. Can you buy a confederation? I don't think you can. Nope. Not this turn, anyway. He is leveled up. He's just got on his pterodon. Let's get him his toxins. Let's keep Kroq-Gar moving. Let's recruit another random lord here, simply to his job is quite simply going to be going out to sea and picking these wrecks. I'm just going to leave him there. I'm going to cancel all of his movement just so I can make sure I give him the best move next turn. Let's have a look. Can I build another star chamber? I can already get another star chamber. That is going to take most of my money from this turn. Anything else I can do to increase income? Basically, I want to increase income at this point. Let's go through and make sure I've got all of these places on the right. So for example here, I really don't need alignment. You can go on that one, which will get me more income. Same with here now. Okay, and he can level up. And next turn we will go charge. They might be being besieged by chaos at that point. They might have fought chaos off. They might even have been destroyed, in which case I can just move in and cap the settlement, which will be beneficial. I'm a bit annoyed the blue guys got the other settlement, but I can deal with that. I could have been more aggressive and gone to war earlier, however, that's my own fault. Okay, so not much going on at the moment, guys. With everything else, all the normal conflicts just going back and forth. Yeah, Mazamundi is still holding off, you know, having his ongoing war with the Night Elves, which seems to be going reasonably for him. I think the Skaven are about to get a big attack, and if I can take advantage of that and to capture their settlements, that is something I'm not gonna say no to. Okay, and New World colonies are still there. Generally by this point I find they've all... some of these smaller human factions around the place do tend to get squashed early on, actually, which is a bit of a shame, actually. I mean, in this game they're doing some of them are doing quite well, but they add a little bit of flavour to the map. And this ongoing war, which has just been going backwards and forwards in those mountains since the start of the game. And oh, they're not quite there, so I might jump in and see if I can take that settlement. So let's do that now. We've got my Sauruses leveled up, so let's keep upping his damage. Cheeky little save before we do this, and let's go and investigate these ruins, which aren't a Skaven city at all. Oh look, it's a Skaven city. I'm declaring war. Oh, the vampire coast has declared war on me. I can cope with that. Right, so this is a 50-50 battle. I don't think that I need a battering ram. Now these guys may well charge out against me, and I think I might get chaos support, which would be interesting. Right, where do I want to send you? I want you double timing, and you can start heading towards this. Mr. Kroq-Gar can keep moving here. Here you can start pushing out its economy a bit more. Oh wow, I'm sending the wrong people to the wrong places. Ha, that's not good. You can actually start pulling back into here. And that's turn. You know what, guys? I'm going to just do that battle straight away next turn with my Slan Mage, simply because I want to get it finished before the end of a session rather than making you guys wait a session. Unless they assault out. They could always assault out, which would always be fun. But I want to try and get it finished before the end of a session rather than making you guys wait for a battle until next session, because we've had a few too many sessions without battles recently. It's a bit of that, that one of those consolidation phases where, because either my economy has lagged a little behind the size of my armies, so I really do want to get my, get you something interesting to watch. Not that this isn't. Oh god. I might be breaking the siege. And letting Chaos deal with those guys. So actually, yeah, I'm going to break the siege and try and go down and deal with that army, and let Chaos deal with the with that settlement then. So things didn't quite go to plan there, but these things happen. I knew they were reasonably powerful. I knew something else might happen. So the White Lizardmen clan at war with the dwarfs. Interesting. I don't think these guys are going to last much longer, but I'm happy for the dwarfs to be big and powerful there, because they are reasonable friends with me. So I'm happy for that state of affairs to continue, especially if they consolidate that top border there. Now, will they help me if I attack? That would be a very interesting state of affairs if they did. Let's in battle. Right, what are my garrisons like here? They're not the best, actually. But I can always push back and take it with the other army coming in. No, you see, they won't help me. I also can't get there in time. Damn it. Why was I impatient? This is one of the problems, guys. I'm a little impatient. I am going to do the attack. No, I'm going to... I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to cut this here because we are at 30 minutes, guys. I'm probably going to do this attack next time, but I'm going to have a good think about it because I might lose Altar of the Old Ones, which I've put a lot of money into building up, so it would actually be a bit of a pain to lose it. And it would be a bit of a waste to lose, a bit of a waste to lose it at this point, because I'd lose the income I've put into that, but I'm not sure I'll even get there in time, even if I do pull back. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please feel free to give feedback. I am very new to this, so any constructive feedback is really appreciated. Thank you very much for watching.